Welcome to Only Stupid Answers. My name is Sam Bashor.
And I'm DJ Wooldridge.
And bang, boys and girls. This is a special one. We're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog coming to you straight from Paramount Pictures. Quick shout out. We have to say that we did get to go to a cool screening, and it was the first time we got invited to take our families.
Yes.
And I got to take my nephews, and they had a very cool time because they gave us little light-up toys.
Mm-hmm.
And now, putting that out there, because I'm probably going to post pictures about this, that will not influence our review of this movie whatsoever.
I don't know. They gave me candy, and that will influence my review.
Full bars, gang.
Yeah.
Full bars.
Full bars,
Anyways,
dang it.
We're not trying to brag. We're just trying to tell you that we appreciate what Paramount did for us, but we are going to give you an honest review of Sonic the Hedgehog coming to you from first-time director, kind of, Jeff Fowler. This is his first big movie, and starring Jim Carrey, Ben Schwartz, James Marsden, and Neil McDonough and Tika Sumpter.
Yes.
Neil McDonough has a very high billing for a very tiny role in this movie.
Tiny role, but I will admit it made me happy to see him because it always does.
Blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah. Because Sonic.
It's
so
fast.
I got to be honest with you guys. Obviously, this movie has had a unique trajectory. I am a big Sonic fan. Growing up, my parents got me the. Oh, yeah. There's a little knuckles right there. My parents got me a Genesis system when I was younger. It was to distract me from my younger sister, so I didn't feel like I was being left out of things.
Sonic helped.
Yeah, Sonic helped. And I always thought Sonic was like, I mean, that's how Sonic was marketed. He was like Mario, but cooler. Like, and everything about it was cooler. And growing up, even though the quality of the games has been mixed.
Werehog.
Yeah. I've always liked the character in his world. I was a big fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog Saturday morning animated series, and also the comic series that was loosely inspired by that animated series. And so I've always thought you could really make a cool and compelling Sonic movie, and this one is not bad. And of course, coming up, there was that design of Sonic, which was not
okayed
great.
by many people.
Yes.
To be clear,
Yeah.
that was okayed by many, many people.
Yeah, that went up the layers, and people were like, "Yeah, that's good." And I'm going to be, I was when they talked about changing, I'm like, that's not going to affect the quality of the movie. And it's like, no, it probably did. I probably enjoyed it more because Sonic wasn't a nightmare to look at.
It would have just really sandbagged the movie if you looked like that. Hey, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. For people who aren't familiar with Sonic the Hedgehog, here's your synopsis.
Yeah.
Coming out Feb 14, 2020. After discovering a small blue fast hedgehog, small-town police officer must help to defeat an evil genius who wants to experiment on him. On it. So,
what did you think of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Well, my history with it is I played. Who didn't jailbreak their iPhone and play a Sonic game on it? Everybody else do that? I mean, I can admit to that. It's not legal. It's my phone, dang it. Yeah, no, I played Sonic as a kid, and I'm going to sing about 2 seconds of this song just because it was burned into my brain from my childhood. Rolling around at the... Don't want to say more because that was part of my childhood. My older brother got a Dreamcast. He got the Sonic Adventures game, and I only could play the opening part where you're getting chased by semi-trucks going down the streets of San Francisco. So the fact that part of this movie takes place in San Francisco made me kind of happy, but... Happy like when you see a cool bird outside.
That's a good example. Even deeper cut, Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's for
not getting banned. No, we're not going to get banned for that.
All you '90s kids out there.
So hopping into it,
yes,
I saw the trailer, and we're going to say pre the fix, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's a nightmare, but it's also like a weird reflection of how the internet's handled Sonic. Fun game. Type in your first name and then the hedgehog, and there will be a hedgehog that pops up because of DeviantArt. I don't know what that was. I don't know why that happened, but it happened. Please tell me. I would love to know in the comments. So
send us links to your hedgehogs.
Please tweet them at me. It just kind of lined up with that. You know that funny, weirdly drawn hedgehog that's flat? Kind of cameos in the movie. That's my brain on Sonic. I don't dislike the character when he pops up in Wreck-It Ralph. That's really cool. But I don't have any high hopes because I don't know what the stories are. It's you gotta run faster and get the emeralds. It's the Flash, but he's a hedgehog. I get it. I get the bit. So I wasn't upset. When they redesigned him, I was on board because he's like adorable. He looks the way I imagine. He actually has 2 eyes.
Yeah.
Not just one big one. And so going into this movie, I'm like, I would love to be surprised, but it's probably going to be an okay kids movie.
Yeah, it's also fair to say that we are not, weirdly, I mean, we kind of are, but kind of not the target demographic. We are in that nostalgia Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the whole reason this movie exists.
Like a Lego movie is meant for children, but all of a sudden you realize, like, oh, I'm actually having a really good time watching this movie. Or a Pixar movie. A classic example, the bedrock is Pixar movies for movies that children and adults can enjoy equally that are animated.
Yeah, this is definitely targeted towards not just children, but young children. Yeah.
Young children that are like, whoa, Sonic like looks super cool, and that's the end of the thought.
Yeah. And there's going to be some jokes that are hit and miss for the adults in the audience. But there's going to be a lot of gesticulating from Jim Carrey that will really work on the younger crowd. Although the 2 you're mentioning, he does get a few standout moments. And I do got to give a shout out to James Marsden because he's always so game. And it's one of those moments where it's like, we could have done more with James Marsden. We could have done more with him as Cyclops. He still looks the same. We can still do more with James Marsden.
It's crazy. It feels like he's been doing movies for like 40 years. He hasn't.
Yeah.
But he's looked the same.
But as a Sonic fan, like when you think about the possibilities of what a movie could be, you think about there's Sonic and Tails and Knuckles, and if you go deeper, you've got the chaotics like Espio and Vector, and more recently you've got characters like Blaze and Rouge and all that stuff.
No judgment from me. But of course, there's a Blaze.
Yeah. All that stuff. There's so many, and then the idea of protecting your world from this outside human entity that's literally turning your friends into a robot army, which the cartoon dived into and made it kind of a post-apocalyptic thing. So it was a nice edge of like kids entertainment, but a little bit of darkness. All that stuff. Not once in that whole time that I think I really want to see Sonic getting like a bar fight with a bunch of rednecks. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't really, and the scene is fun. It's just like, wait, what about this is like Sonic? You know what I mean? Like
there are games though where he lives in a human world,
which is I've not really been a proponent of, but you talked about Sonic Adventure. That's where that kind of started. Yeah, that's kind of where that started. And I do think this integrates those elements in a smart way. It integrates elements from the games in a smart way, but it is tough because without any spoilers, they do like show Sonic's, I think parts of this in the trailer too, you see like a lovingly 3D rendered version of Sonic's world. You see these other worlds that are like really fun and interesting and dynamic, and they're like, and we're going to put Sonic in a small Midwest town, and it's like, what? Why do the most boring thing with Sonic?
So there's a million different ways to tell this story of a fictional character, and being able to understand who they are, and you usually saddle them with someone, and the setting is important. So like a version of this could be that we're on their world and a human comes there and they get to, because what you want, if you're a kid watching this, you want to be like, what would it be like to hang out with Sonic in real life? And so you get a 3D rendered, really high def version of Sonic, and so Paramount chose, and the writers chose, that instead of taking a human and plopping them into this world and meeting all these fun characters, they're like, that might not look good. I mean, they actually should look pretty good at this point. We've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. It looks really good. That's an example of really good CG. Or you take the CG character and you put him in a human world and you can save a lot of money. So it's like, but it's the same wish fulfillment either way. It's just that this story happened for like 20 years in cinema, where like people felt unsure of how to tell a video game movie. So they just kind of like dump them in the real world and then you deal with it. Where it's like you could get a fun movie where it's like Enchanted, where you're seeing you're challenging the tropes of those animated movies in the real world, and it becomes like a fun tale. And that's not what this is. This is just it's paint by numbers. You know exactly what it is. Hero comes to our world. Been here. We learned a definitive amount of time, but also it's like, so what is he? Is he a child, or is it like dog years? Is he in his 40s? Can't say. I couldn't say. I don't know. I'm not clear. He speaks like an adult.
In the original games and stuff, he was supposed to be like 15.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that makes sense. But in my head, Sonic's an adult, like Mario is. Mario's got facial hair. An adult.
Sonic could grow facial hair if you wanted.
I mean, he's all over him. So getting into overall thoughts, low expectations going in, and I left feeling slightly better because there were some jokes that I liked, and there was some action that was not fully displayed in the trailer that you got to experience. Not a lot more. And the dynamic between James Marsden and Sonic was actually very charming.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, it is still the same story that you can imagine it will be.
Yeah.
There's not really any wiggle room for it to be different in any way. You've seen this movie before, but there are slight tweaks that elevate it because of the interactions and the A+ acting from these people.
Yeah.
And also, if you guys you're like, hey, why doesn't Ace Ventura do... why doesn't Jim Carrey do an Ace Ventura 3? This movie will explain that maybe that shtick isn't as funny anymore.
Or maybe you need to be younger. That made me start wondering. It's like, people, when we all watch The Mask and Ace Ventura, we were kids.
The Mask, I feel like, holds up.
But we don't know. You don't know. And we'll never, there's no way to find out.
That's very true.
Yeah, there's no way to find out. But I mean, Jim Carrey's having fun. They're all having fun. But just to give you an idea without spoilers, the type of movie this is, it's the type of movie that's like, oh, gee whiz, how did I get in this situation? Guess we're going to have to rewind to find out. And then it goes to a prologue scene, and then it gets into the movie. So we start the movie like 3 times.
That's the good stuff.
It's this type of movie, you know what I mean? And then it's the type of movie that when you catch up to this, like, oh, wow, now you know how I got into this. How am I going to get out? I wish I knew, you know what I mean? Like, and then the kids in the audience will laugh, and you'll be sitting there going like, well, I guess this is the movie, you know? But it's fine. It's completely harmless. It's inoffensive. It could have been a disaster, and it's fine.
And
I didn't hate it. I did not have fun.
And the movie is fully aware of what it is,
Yeah.
too. It's fully aware of exactly what this is. So
it's just there's glimmers of like a way cooler movie. It's one of those movies that like, oh, in the sequel we'll get to do all the cool stuff. It's like, yeah, but what if you don't? You should have just done just do the cool stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just get to it.
Yeah, but I did like the performances overall.
Yes.
And the CG is like good to great, then back to like good. And it's like, in good, I'm trying to like knock it a little bit, but it does overall look very good in the movie.
Yeah. And I think Ben Schwartz does a fine job as Sonic.
Yeah, I really like. I'm wearing a Middleton Schwartz shirt. That's a comedy improv show that he does that tours. Please go watch it. It's very good. And also, if you watch Parks and Rec or any
John
of the other
Ralphio,
things, he's very talented. He's very funny. Also, he's now like the voice of one of the Ducks and DuckTales and one of the Ninja Turtles and like now Sonic. It's like kind of cool that he's making.
And
his
they're all
way
like,
through
it's
all
like
these.
Leonardo the blue DuckTales duck, and he's pulling all the blue characters.
Don't judge us for not knowing which duck is.
Don't
the duck.
yell at us about that.
You
Come
can
on.
yell at us about so many different things.
So many things to yell at us about.
So, story-wise, very basic. CGI, good. I wish there was more action. I wish, like, the display of his speed, they kind of did it even more. Even though it's well used throughout the movie, I kind of just wish I hadn't seen most of it in the trailer. Yeah. There's one scene in particular they don't show at all, which is, I'm glad that they had kept one thing a surprise, which some movies fully pooch it, honestly. Yeah. And there are two jokes from Jim Carrey, which were genuinely like shocking. How it's like it's just very modern jokes, modern humor that I fully related to, and I thought that was great. Where kids are just gonna be like funny because he's made a funny face.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, oh, there's actually there's some thought there. That's some solid A+ writing. Then it gets back to the regular writing. So, getting into the rating.
Yes.
By the way, there are like 3 pre-credit scenes.
Yeah. So there's like
mid-pre-credit scenes.
Yeah. So stay around. Like there's one last one in the middle of the credits. Then you're kind of good to go.
There's 2. Sorry, there are 2, not 3. There are 2.
There's like one right after the title, and then one about halfway through the credits.
One's an explanation of where a character ended up, and the other one is a tease for a sequel.
Also, I gotta say that the credits have the tie-in rap song that if you haven't seen that music video, it's probably better than the movie. Like it's actually really fun.
It's really cool.
So I recommend checking that out.
Yeah, and that's what I'll say. Yeah, that's overall, I had an okay time watching this. There have been far more painful children's movies that we have watched through. Like we've watched Wonder Park. That was rough.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm not hating myself like Transformers 4 or 5. You know, like I'm not hating myself. I'm just having a fine time. And basically that's it. It washes over you, and then there are glimpses of good things. And this movie could be so much better, but it isn't the worst.
That is true. So out of 10, what would you rate it?
I want to give it. I'm trying to also think like where Rotten Tomatoes would be. I'm not trying to base it off of what Rotten Tomatoes would be.
Currently, as of this recording, there is no score.
I want to give it a 6 out of 10. Which would make it a D based on American grading systems, but that's not fair. But it feels more like middle.
Yeah.
but there are moments where it bumps up.
Yeah.
Where this movie is not horrible, but it isn't good.
Yeah.
It isn't good. There are good moments, but it's not overall. I didn't find it to be a good movie.
Yeah, I would give it like a 7, solid 7, middle of the road. I guess that's a C minus. Like I feel like a C.
Yeah.
You know, just and again, it's not like there's other movies this year that we've given like C's, and it's not. This is in no way a painful experience. It's just not like, you know, and this is a completely other side of the spectrum. I think about the fun I had that coming out of Birds of Prey, like that energy and that excitement. It's like, you know, that's a more superlative experience. This is like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It was inoffensive. It could have been worse. Little video games are a lot rougher, but considering like a property that I grew up with and really enjoy, I thought like Detective Pikachu did like a way better job with the material.
And that movie has its problems too, but
yeah,
like,
but it gives you that excitement that you have with the property, and it's like I don't feel like you really took advantage of all the cool aspects of Sonic.
I very much agree. Yeah. So it honestly, no, I appreciate the day we had today, but overall, hopefully it comes through that didn't sway how I felt. It was like, if you had to take your nephews to go do something, Sonic wouldn't be bad, and you wouldn't hate yourself while you watched it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but if you're expecting like a Lego movie or like a
Pixar, it's not a Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Man, could you imagine if this was like a Spider-Verse?
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But I did want to say Jim Carrey does give a very good performance. I think.
Yeah.
I think overall I enjoyed, and I did like Ben Schwartz and James Marsden. There. Final thoughts. There you go.
And also we can do more with James Marsden.
Yeah.
Just let's keep that in mind. We can do more with him.
Yeah, and I think the energy Jim Carrey has in this is like, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, how do we fix the script
and
do this again?
Yeah.
We'll figure this out. Honestly, a sequel where it took place where Sonic's from would work.
The brief glimpses we see look really cool.
You can go back to Earth.
Yeah.
Do the thing with Thor, where Thor came to Earth in the first movie, and in the second one we brought Natalie Portman to Asgard. And it didn't make the movie better.
Actually, that movie's really bad.
That movie's really way worse than the first.
James Marsden could be our Natalie Portman.
It could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, gang, let us know what you thought of the movie once you see it in the comments down below. This movie has been ragged on like crazy by the internet. So if you're at all curious, it wouldn't hurt you to go see this movie. I'll say that.
There you go.
There you go. Or play a regular stage type. What's that? The side scroller. Just play the game.
Yeah.
You get it. That's probably more fun than the movie, being honest. Anyways, gang, let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.